Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and I'm having a look at a puzzle called Luck today by Chris Napolitano. Luck, I don't know, could mean that he thinks he got a bit lucky in constructing it, which means we could be in for a bit of a discovery. Or it could refer to the cage totals, which are 7 or 13, and some of those are lucky numbers and some of them are unlucky numbers. I think, isn't 7 the most commonly chosen lucky number for people in the West? I don't know. I might be wrong about that. Anyway, we will have a look at that in a moment. Don't forget that on Patreon, loads of content all the time, including our brilliant Sudoku hunts that we bring out on the 1st of every month. July's is pauses. It's a 6x6 Sudoku but ... which features 10 puzzles, 9 of which are 6x6 Sudokus, and has been proving very popular and very accessible and well worth a try. Do give it a go. And there's also loads of other content on Patreon, my crossword solves amongst other things. Check it out, it's always good fun. And our apps, of course, feature Arrow Sudoku and Killer Sudoku, so they're always well worth a try as well. There's Classic and Sandwich Sudoku and all sorts of others. Very much worth your time and effort. Please give them a go. Now, we've also got Sven SUDOKU PAD and our merchandise under the video on links and how to find the Discord server, the catalogue of all our puzzles. There's so many ways to interact with the channel. Do try them. Look at our older videos. Why not? Anyway, until then, have a go at this puzzle. This is, as I say, by Chris Napolitano. I think it's a debut for Chris. And I'm going to go through the rules now. Normal Sudoku rules apply, and that means 1 to 9 feature in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. We have to find where they are, apart from one given 3. Thank you, Chris. Digits on an arrow sum to the digit in that arrow's circle. So those 3 cells will add up to whatever is there. Within a cage, digits do not repeat and sum to the total given. Now the total is not always given, as you will see. There are 3 cages where it is, but there are 5 cages where it isn't. But here's the last rule. All cages sum to 7 or 13. And that's it. That's all we get. Give it a try. There's clearly some geometry and killer stuff to do. I don't know how it works. I'm going to start now. Let's get cracking. So, this could be a 7 cage if it was 1, 2, 4, and there are at least 2 ways it could be a 13 cage, even in combination with that one. I don't know, that last rule has attracted my attention quite a lot. This can't be a 7 cage because it's 4 cells and they all have to be different because they're in the same box. So I'm writing in a 13 total for myself there. But I think there are 4 ways to form 13 in 4 digits that are different. 1, 2, 3, 7, 1, 2, 4, 6, 1, 3, 4, 5. There are only 3 ways. So there must be a 1 in the cage. Oh, and what can this circle be? I don't think 1, 3, 4, 5 is possible because that circle has to total at least 6. For these to be a minimum of 1, 2, 3. So this digit is 6 or 7. If it's 6, this is 1, 2, 3. But if 6 is in the cage, the other digits in the cage are 1, 2, 4. So that would be 1, 2, that would be 4, and that would be 3. If it's 7, these are 1, 2, 4. But it's 1, 2, 3 in the cage then. So I think we're left with this pattern. That must be right, mustn't it? I'm going to take out the 1, 3 thing now. That's a 3, 4 pair now, and this is a 1, 2 pair, and that is 6 or 7. I think that's got to be right. Now, annoyingly, fixing these digits has no impact on these circles, which could never have been 1 or 2. In fact, there may be maths to do. Okay, I'm going to share a secret with you, and then we'll see if we can apply it to these 3 boxes, which are desperately similar looking. They're like wrapped presents. Maybe that's the luck in the title. Anyway, what you need to know is a huge knowledge bomb that we know the total of every box in Sudoku. We also know the total of every row and column because each of them contains the digits 1 to 9. They always add up to the same number and we know that number. It's 45. So that is the big secret. And somehow, if we deduct the 13 from there, these cells add up to 32. Now, let's be a little careful, because this cell is being counted twice. If you were to take, let's call these X and Y. Let's just give them a little, oh, I've hit the wrong thing there, letter tool. Let's call them X and Y. Now these cells add up to 2x, because those add up to the same, let's call this one. In fact, since I'm using variables, I might as well specify which is which. If that's x, these cells in total add up to 2x, because those add up to x. If that's y, these cells add up to y, and that lot is 2y. So if you count this twice, this group of cells adds up to 2x plus 2y. But we know from the secret that it adds up to 32. And I think that means this cell is even. And I think we can go further. If that is a 2, we're counting a 2 twice if we add up these cells to 2x plus 2y. Oh, sorry, I hadn't switched off the alerts from Outlook. Lost Cabrio will be complaining, but I've done it now. Anyway, yeah, actually there is only one way this can work. So I think this has to be a 2. If I've got my maths right, all of those cells plus blue again equals 2 times x plus y. And if you make blue its minimum, 32 plus 2 is 34, and x and y are their maximum, which is 9 and 8. And I think this relationship is going to apply in each of these present boxes, because they're all basically the same. So I think we can write 2's in the places where the arrows meet, 9 8's in the circles, and therefore the cages are always 6 7. There we go. That's a big star on the puzzle. That's a really clever setup, actually. I mean, maybe it was obvious to some people. I think that's hard to see. That 2 is looking at the corner. So assuming I got this right, I think I did. I don't think I missed any 13 combinations. We've got going. 3 is in one of those cells by Sudoku because of this given 3. Actually, it's in one of those 2 as well. Now, 2 plus 3, this can't be 8 anymore because we'd need another 3 here to make the sum work. So this is 9. I'm just going to get rid of the pen tool and indeed the letter tool now, might as well. This is now a 3-4 pair. By Sudoku, this is a 1-5 pair, and this is an 8. And we can do the same in this box where the 3 is holding sway as well. 3, 4 there, 9, 8, and a 1-5 pair. Now, we can't work that one out up here because we don't have a 3 looking into either of these. However, we do have a 1 looking into one of those. 1 is going to go with 5 because I think these relations must always apply. 2 plus 3 can never make up the 8 total. So the 5 must be on this side of the box. And the other digit here is going to be 3 or 4. So we get a 1, 3, 4 triple in this column now. And these are from 3, 4, and 5, where we don't get a triple in the column. 2, 1, 3, 4. Okay. Now I think we're going to have to move on to the other cages or the final arrow, because we've kind of done everything with the cages and arrows in boxes 3, 4, and 8. Haven't we? I think we have. Oh, this can't be 1, 2, 4 anymore. So it's a 13 cage. And it doesn't use 2 or 3. Right, I think it's got to use 1 because the next 3 highest digits will add up to more than 13. So we've got to have a 1 in this cage. And then 2 digits that add up to 12 that can't use a 7. And they can't use a 3. So they're not 3, 9 and they're not 7, 5. They are 4 and 8. And that gives us a 3, 5, 9 triple over here. This can't be 9 because of the 9, 8 pair. This can't be 3 because of the 1, 3, 4 triple that we found. This one can't be 5 because we've placed 5 in one of those cells. So there's a little chocolate teapot triple for us. 9 is here in box 5 because of that 9 and that 9, I think. And then we've got 2, 5, 6 and 7. 5 must be in one of those two cells because of these 1, 5 pairs looking into the central box. Now, can we do this? Remember, it adds up to 13 or 7. If it was 13, it couldn't use 9 or 7 or 6. It would be 8, 5. If it was 7, it couldn't use 2 or 6 and would be 3, 4. Those are unfortunate pairings. Let's try this one. If it was 13, it would be 8 or 9 this side and 4 or 5 that side because of that 8, 9 pair and this 6, 7. Oh, if it was 7, it could be 1, 6 or 3. No, it can't be 1, 6. It would have to be 3, 4. I don't want to pencil mark that because I'm going to get confused. Let's find something else to do. Because most of the rest of this is going to be Sudoku actually now. We've got, again, 7 or 13 here. Maybe it's this arrow. Maybe we should focus on that. Right, where's 9 in this box? It can't be on those cells because of the arrow. And given the digits looking into it, it's got to be in one of those. Is that any use to us? Not really. 8 could be on the arrow. Otherwise, 8's also in those cells. No, I don't think I'm getting very far with that. 3, 5, 9 here. Right, 8 is in one of those two because of the 8, 9 pair here and that 8. 1 is in one of these. No, 1 is specifically here. We've got 1 in one of those two and there. And we've got a 1, 5 pair there. So the 1 in box 6 is definitely here. This digit I can write in as well, actually. That's quite exciting. Look, this is a weird naked single. It sees 8, 9 in the column and 1. In the box, it sees 2 and a 3, 4 pair. Now, you would think 5, 6 and 7 are left over, but there's also a 6, 7 pair in the column. So that is a 5. That fixes 1, 5 here. Now there's a 1 that can't be here and is in one of those two cells. There's a 5 somewhere down here. We've got this 6, 7 pair in the row. That's 8 or 9, given everything, given all the pairs it sees and everything. Actually, this is going to have to be... Yeah, this can't be 8 anymore. So in this row, where we've got only 1, 2, 8 and 9 to place in these cells, this can't be 8 because that can't be 1 because we've done that. So this is 1 or 2. This can't be 1 or 2 because the arrow has to add up to a minimum 3. So that's 8 or 9. And this is 1 or 2. In this row, we've found all sorts of pairs, basically. So let's get rid of the corner marks there. Now, 8 or 9 there, 1 or 2 there. This digit is somewhere between 9 minus 1 is 8 is the max. 8 minus 2 is 6. 6, 7 or 8. That doesn't quite resolve things, surprisingly. Oh, that 5 is looking here. That's undoing the chocolate teapot. 3, 9, 5. We use this term chocolate teapot when a triple seems otherwise useless. That places 8 there. That places 8 in box 6. 9 down here is now here. This is 6 or 7. A pair with that. And in this column, oh look, I've got 3 now looking at this, and this whole box is unwound. 13. I was worried that came to the wrong total for a second, but it doesn't. I think we're getting home already. 4, 3. This is not a 6 now. These are 4, 7 and 8. They don't include 9. So the 9 in the box is now here. This is either 1-8 or 2-7. We've got 3-5-6 down at the bottom. 7-6-2-9, 1-4 and 8. This is going to have to be a 5 because it's seeing a 3-4 pair as well as everything it sees in the box and the column. Then we've got 2, 6 and 7 as a triple in the central box that I can't seem to resolve until I look in this row and this has become a naked single. It's seeing that a 4 in that pair, 2, 9, 6, 8, 1 in its column and 3, 5 in its box. So that's a 7. 4, 6, 2. I've finished box 6 now. 7 and 6 there. There's no 4 in those. There's no 3 in those. Let's get rid of the corner marks. That has become a 7. And we're firing along now. Now, we must be able to... Oh, yeah, hang on. This wasn't 3, 8 or 5, 4. What was this doing? It was a sum of 7 or 13. And we're not allowed a 5 in it anymore. So I think 13's impossible. It's a 3, 4 sum to 7. The other digits in the column are 1 and 8. Now, this cannot any longer be a sum of 7. Because it can't have a 6 in it, so it can't be 1, 6. It can't have a 2 in it, so it can't be 2, 5. And if it was 3, 4, it would break that cell. So this sums to 13, and it doesn't have a 6, 7 pair. So it's either 9, 4 in that order, or 8, 5 in that order. This one is a bit harder to determine, I think. That's not a 4, so this is a 4. Let's try more Sudoku instead. Yes, this is a naked single. That's really going to help, actually. This sees 2, 6, 7 in the row, 1, 3, 4, 5, 8 in the column. That makes it a 9. It's the only digit left. 8 and 5 are done there now. And that's giving me an 8 here, 7 and 4. This arrow's finished, 2 and 1. Oh, weirdly, I can't unravel those, but I can disambiguate this 13 cage. Let's look at this first column. 2, 3, and 6 to place. I'm still going to need this to do the final. Oh, maybe not. This, well, I mean, I probably am, but this is naked now. The cells it sees in the row are 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it sees the 3, 4 pair in that column in its box, so that's a 1. This is 3 or 4 in the row. This now has become an 8 thanks to that 1. This is an 8, and now we get to unwind these arrows in box 3. Surprisingly, before the arrows in box 4. But 9 needs a 4, 3 pair. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. So this box is finished, and that didn't resolve this, but we've got 2, 5, 6 and 7. I can place the 5 in the box. These others are that same 2, 6, 7 triple. In this column, the 7 has to be up here, so that's not a 7. 9, 4, 3. That's a naked 1. That's where 9 goes in the box. This is going to sort out all of column 2. It does. Box 7 is finished. I wonder if we're going to need this cage at all. That's what I'm trying to find out at this point. 2 and 3 there. That fixes 4 and 3. Oh, maybe we get down to this point and now is when we do need the cage. Yeah, unsurprisingly. Chris did not stumble on this grid by luck. He put it together very carefully, and this cage can't add up to 7 anymore. There's just no way you can make 2 of those digits, so it must add up to 13. And we can put in 7, 6, 6, 7, 2, and finish off with a 6 and a 2. So that's not too difficult at all, but it's a clever puzzle. Very neatly put together. A lot of people have solved it. That's great, and good fun. So I hope you had a go at that one. Quite straightforward today, but just needed a little bit of care and a little bit of thought around these sort of wrapped present boxes, which disambiguated very nicely in the end. Well, those twos were in the beginning, funnily enough. Very nice puzzle by Chris, and thank you, Chris. Thank you guys for watching. It's always a pleasure to have you on the channel. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.